Hey gang, it's Seth. I'm gonna do a relatively quick video about, in relation to or in regards to International Men's Day, which is coming up. It's November 19th. I implore you all to be active in it some way, even if it's something small or minute. And by that I mean even just bringing attention to other people that November 19th is International Men's Day. Maybe go a step further, do some research into issues that adversely affect males, men, and boys, not only in the U.S. or in the West, but all over the world. What I excuse me, I've been trying to look around for places local that may have an event. I haven't found any yet. So what I think I'm going to end up doing is having at my sister's house, her and her husband have a small theater kind of room, and I'm probably going to invite people to watch Cassie J's movie, The Red Pill, and maybe people are willing to talk after, just about what the experience was like and what they learned. And I'm not very happy the fact that there's no, at least that I can see initially, any big thing or going on for this. What I actually want to talk about is kind of indirectly, well, not indirectly. It's just not the direct topic, but it's related to that. People think it's important for men and boys that issues with men and boys be brought up, and they're right. But one thing that I believe is not talked about enough is the importance of these things because of women and girls and mothers and daughters. So people, kind of ask all the time why it matters so much to me, or there's just, the lack of, I say all the time, the lack of any kind of real care that goes into this whole ordeal. Now my thing is, and I'd like to see addressed more, is that I have, obviously, 3 daughters. I don't want my daughters, not appreciating, respecting men, I don't want them looking at boys as if they're wrong, bad, toxic, negative. But furthermore, I don't want my daughters eventually dating and marrying a man, assuming they don't, go the other way, which I'm indifferent to. But if they're gonna settle down, marry, and have kids with a man, I don't want them marrying some beta, simp, self-loathing, flatulating guy who has nothing but hate and resentment for himself, which both directly and indirectly is what feminism pushes towards men, towards today, boys I should say, not even before they're men, so boys. There's so much out there in terms like Karen Strawn, and in the Red Pill movie where they talk about, I'm not going to say it's indoctrination per se, as in there's a, not, well, yeah, I guess it would be, there's a big system, but it's subtle. Like even Karen Strawn says, at the most basic level, you have feminism, which everyone says is this great, wonderful thing, okay, named after and for women, and the enemy of the feminism that they're trying to bring down is patriarchy, a male masculine term. I want my women to, I want my daughters to, when they become women, find men who embrace masculinity. There is a very rarely talked about aspect of masculinity that I want also to be talked about more, because people say, and feminists say, society says, men are aggressive, men do all these things, but like I'm not saying they're wrong, I'm not saying they're right, but what I am saying is when it happens, why do men usually do it? Why have men historically done it? Why have men been the ones fighting one another, competing with one another, and for the most part, it's been for the love of women. Um, I want my daughters to find someone who embraces that and is willing to do anything for that woman. Not just willing to do what my daughters say, not willing to, do the laundry because she says so, and, watch a chick flick because she says so. All that is fine and dandy, but the point is, a man willing to sacrifice for a daughter, for their kids, I should say, and for their, for their spouse. A man willing to forsake things that are more personal to him for the betterment of other people. A man who can find an identity in, and who can find pride and find love in the things he has, not just dwell on what he doesn't have. But more importantly than him, I want my daughters to see that. I want them to see and acknowledge and love him for all the things he could be doing, all the things he didn't get to do, all the things he could be doing right now, all the things he could be doing tomorrow, all the things he is, and in all that, hopefully they find a guy who is all these amazing things, and he decided, this is the person that I love and want to be with for the rest of my life. That, to me, it is just one thing that is overlooked when it comes to men and masculinity relationships. And I'm not going to go on much longer with this, but historically men have gone out and worked, and the women stayed home, and men could own the property. But why did they do that? They didn't do it. The narrative seems to always be that every man had this wonderful job in an office in a nice building, worked as many hours as he wanted for a whole bunch of pay, and had everything at work was just amazing. They had food, coffee, breaks, no harshness. No, it's just this wonderful life, and the woman wasn't home slaving, and the man chose that life to subjugate his woman. When historically, men did the most abhorrent, dangerous jobs, sacrificed so much of themselves and their lives, not only in work but in things like war, for the women that they loved. And to have people not acknowledge or to distort that love as some kind of means to subjugate women is disgusting and vile. Disingenuous. It's awful. It's deceptive. I know that because, even now it breaks my heart thinking about the fact that I am not married, that the person I love didn't love me, and more importantly, as a man, as a provider, as a husband, as a father, all these things are intrinsically linked. When all is said and done, men strive to, I don't want to say control, but in a way it's control, but control, I don't know if damage control is the right word. Protect. We want to protect. We want to make the women in our lives happy. We want to make the kids in our lives happy. We want them to be proud of us. We want them to, and a lot of men do it silently. They never ask for this. They never say, hey, I wish you would appreciate me. Or they never ask directly, do you appreciate me? To what level? Did you appreciate when I did this and this and this? And the point is, we do those things to try to make everyone's lives better. And in a way, we do it to have control over our lives, to seek to have that validity. When that's gone, when that's stripped away, it's why so many men, like myself, when that happens, they lose these levels and of their identity, these things that they thought they worked so hard to maintain, and it doesn't work. It doesn't. And then what do they have? And then they question everything. Well, was I a good husband? What should I have done? Well, now am I a good father? How are my kids going to view me? How's my family going to view me? What if my family thinks? Because again, there are some guys who go out there and will say to everyone, "Oh, she did this, 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 and she's this, this, that, that, and blah, blah, blah." But most men, aside from when they have women who kind of rip their lives apart, they, I believe most men try, to just keep it civil. So we don't go out parading saying, no, I'm the one you should like, and she did all these bad things. We kind of hope they see it. Men are very, as assertive and aggressive as men are in regards to themselves and validation and the way others seek, they're very passive. They assume that people will and should and want to see the good things they do and why they do them. And the fact is, I believe, in my opinion, when it comes to feminists, they don't. They want to see the evil in everything. Even if the evil's not there, even if it could be, even if there's the potential for evil or bad or wrong or oppression or subjugation, feminists will see it. They want to see it. And if I always say, one of my mottos is, no matter what, if you want to see something hard enough, you're going to see it, even when it's not there. I feel like I've rambled on for the last 2 minutes, so I will stop. I hope this reaches a lot of you. I hope this means something to you. I would love to hear your thoughts below. One other thing, if you got this far, I meant to say this at the beginning. If you do listen to this video and you are newer, or if you just randomly stumbled here from some way, shape, some other place, you're not one of my people who have been here since the beginning, I would love it if you would subscribe. I'd love it if you shared this video with someone that you think it may impact. Other than that, I hope that you all have a wonderful night, day, evening, morning, wherever you are, and go easy, gang.